Hello again, and welcome back to Comics Online's continuing coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2023. I'm here today with Joanne Starrer, who has worked with Marvel, Image, King Features, and Walter Foster Publications. Why did you put all of this in here? Okay, you've done a lot of impressive things.
That guy's on it. You leave him alone. He gave us snacks.
Yeah. You're part of the Marvel Knights launch?
Yes, many years ago.
Like in '98?
Yes,
Crap.
I worked with Jimmy Palmiotti and Joe Quesada as an assistant. Way back when, I'm actually
That's when it was, right?
Yeah.
About '98?
I was the model for the virgin mother in the Daredevil comic that's holding the little baby. That's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. And then, let's see, on the board of Editorial Freelancers Association.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Master's degree and is a comic book
master.
And is a comic book writer. Master's degree, comic book writing. Was it worth it?
No.
This is fun. Owned and operated a women's wrestling promotion, and in 2002 championed equality in pro wrestling a decade before it became a nationwide trend.
Yes, I have a sordid background in pro wrestling. I have a book out now from Ahoy Comics about wrestling called The Gimmick that borrows from my time in pro wrestling. So check that out.
That is fun. And we also have Khary Randolph, who worked Starborn, Charismatic, Tech Jacket. Oh, we like Tech Jacket. Mosaic and Excellence. And for Marvel Comics, Epic Comics, DC Comics, Aspen Comics, Image Comics, and Boom Studios. Well, we're here with Boom Studios today because we're mostly going to talk about that.
This is all about Boom right now.
Is it just me, or is Boom just, to be stupid, exploding?
I mean, that's pretty good. That was pretty good, man. It was,
but I mean it. I'm not even joking. It's like, for a while it's like, oh, Marvel DC, and there's still plenty of greatness coming out of them. And then for a while it was Image was just like killing all the time. And then now I'm just like, oh, Boom is really it's got all the best.
I mean, there's a reason why we picked Boom.
Yeah.
We honestly, I've known these guys for like most of my career. And they've always shown me a lot of love. And when we were thinking about going to publishers with Sirens of the City, Boom was always at like the top of our list because we just felt that they would understand the material and that they would, push it the right way.
Yeah.
Because it's not an easy book to promote.
Well, so tell us about Sirens in the City.
Sirens is about a 16-year-old girl named Layla who is pregnant with a child she doesn't want and which is holding an incredible power that she is not yet aware of. And she has run to the streets of New York City to get away and try and find help to get rid of this baby. And unfortunately, every supernatural creature that lives in New York City is trying to get their hands on her and her baby. So now, as she's trying to just live her life and get back to being a teenager, she has to fight all these monsters just to get back to being a normal girl.
And is she a normal girl, or is she somehow harnessing the powers of her baby to fight them away?
She's not a normal girl.
Oh.
She's discovering that this pregnancy is activating strange powers inside of her, and she does not like it.
She is what you would call a siren in the city.
Oh, so thus the title.
Siren of the City.
Siren.
I almost nailed it. It's early.
Good morning. Sunday morning of Comic-Con. How's your Comic-Con been so far, the two of you?
It has been, all right, so full disclosure, like I have not been to a Comic-Con since the last one was Chicago C2E2 2020, like right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So this is the first one back, and as you can see, my voice is gone at this point.
Yeah, you've already got the con crud. Either that or you've just been talking too much.
It's just been I've been talking too much. But this has been a blast, man. I really missed specifically San Diego Comic-Con. It's just been incredible.
There's a lot of good cons, but San Diego is always the best.
It's kind of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... I've been doing this show since 1997. But this is my first time really, having my own books out and being on panels and stuff. So this has been a very exciting and a little bit emotional convention for me. So it's been pretty great.
I bet. So is this title out already, or is it about to come out?
Sirens has been out for about 2 weeks.
2
now.
weeks.
Oh, okay.
Although, to be honest, from what we hear, it is sold out. And so we have it going back to the printers now, and it should be out again August.
Yeah. So if you want it, go to your store and ask them to order it, because it's going to be hard to get.
Yeah. August 2nd. Yeah, there we go.
All right. And are you guys co-writers, or one of you doing the art as well?
Joanne is the writer extraordinaire. I am a co-creator, but I am the artist.
Gotcha. And so, Khary, what do you draw on? What inspires you? What other works, whether it be other comic artists or other art in general, for this book in particular?
For this book, I would say it's a mix of a lot of different things. The very first inspiration I had for this comic book was The Warriors, the movie The Warriors. I really, really was invested in doing like a book set in New York City where there'd be like warring factions and different tribes, and that was my very first inspiration. But when we came up with the concept, I knew visually I wanted something that felt like an independent comic book from the 1980s, like Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
So that was the impetus for me.
So I embarrassingly, we've been traveling for a while, and so we missed this. My staff may have reviewed it. I'm not certain. So I didn't notice it come out. What's your color palette like for this? If it's going to be like a gritty Ninja Turtles like.
The color palette is literally black and white with splashes of color here and there when we have to really push the emotion of a certain panel.
Right on. And for you, what made you decide on this particular story?
Well, I actually started by asking Khary what he wanted to draw. I try to be a good collaborator.
Have you guys worked together before?
We haven't on anything of length, but we've been dating for 6 years. So,
great.
I try to be nice.
Sometimes
it makes things go easier. But yeah, I wanted to let the visual aspects be his domain. And then when it came to, the character stuff, that's really where I come in. And sort of the heavier themes of dealing with, bodily autonomy and, Layla looking to get an abortion for, her pregnancy. That is where my stuff comes in. And also I grew up in New York in the 80s, so a lot of that, it comes from me, so.
Gotcha. And I guess that's a kind of a timely sort of theme.
Yes.
Right now.
We're very much influenced by the current news cycle, and the feelings that were coming from everything bearing down on us. It just sort of felt like bringing that into the supernatural world. It's the idea of she has to fight monsters to be able to get her abortion is almost literal right now. So it was meant to be a metaphor, but it's not really anymore. So.
But it's still fun though.
It's actually a very funny book. We don't want it to be. It sounds heavy, but we don't want it to be. I always want to make people laugh while I'm making them think. So.
Excellent. Well, hey, thank you for your time today. We really look forward to Siren in the City. Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I mean, I'm just here to promote this lady at this point because she's popping right now. So she can tell you what she's working on.
In September I have Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville coming out from DC Comics. So pick that up too. That'll be a
Nice.
fun time.
Excellent. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.